go to make a change. Nothing will be the same.
Hi everybody, welcome back to our MIT online lecture series. I am Stevie and we have a special guest today. We're also joined by my colleague Gina. Hi Gina.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our online lecture series. Again, as always, thank you for tuning in. Today we are joined by Louise, who is from our domestic, commercial and super yacht programs. She will be able to give us an insight into pretty much all the programs that she teaches. So she's going to give us a lot of information. So grab yourself a drink, grab yourself something to eat and come out and hang with us today. Louise, thank you for your time and joining us with the series. We're going to head straight into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
My name's Louise Deehan-Owen. I live up here in Kanoi, which is north of Kaukapakapa. So I actually travel quite a bit to work every day. I've been at Maritime for about 19 years now. So I'm in my 20th year, and normally when you're that long in the job, you get a bit old and tired. But what's really cool about what we do is it changes so much, and we've got such a connection with our industry that we have to maintain our tickets. We have to work in industry, and so that's why I'm still here, and it's still as good, as good as ever. I started off in the early 80s. On tugs and barges, and we were doing marine salvage, construction. We were on the Wiri LPG construction platform out there. Huge range in industry of projects that we're involved in, and I've kind of progressed from there. It's been a bit of a long voyage.
Yeah, it has been 20th year this year.
Yeah, absolutely, loving it still. So.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome, exciting stuff. So please talk about some of the different programs that you teach on. Program levels, their location, online learning, if there's an opportunity to study part-time and full-time, and also can you please touch on the entry requirements for us? Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So in the domestic industry, we have a very, very wide range of programs. And so we often segregate our programs. If you are, let's say, leaving school and you've heard a lot about the super yacht industry, and maybe you haven't had a lot of boating background, maybe that's not what you've actually been doing. Or maybe you're thinking about going into the hotel side, into stewardessing, maybe into that particular area. We start with a super yacht crew course. It's a 12-week full-time course. It's total immersion, like you would be on board the vessel. And it's a level 3 certificate. What it does is it gives you all the qualifications that are required at an entry level into the super yacht industry, whether you're going onto the deck or whether you're going into the interior, or whether you've even got an engineering interest. So you do pretty amazing things in that course, but we'll get to that a wee bit later. And so there are no entry requirements for that. So it's a really good opportunity. We've even had students who've gone in because you do things like a silver service, you do wine appreciation, food and beverage, obviously safe food handling. And then on the absolute flip side, you're doing diesel engineering. You're learning to drive. You get your RYA powerboat level 2. You're learning to drive power boats, jet skis, which we call personal watercraft. You get such a wide range of skills. Sometimes people are not quite sure where they're going to go. Do that program. And I know of a young lady who discovered when they were doing personal grooming, she was a damn good hairdresser. And so she's now in the hairdressing industry. She's fully qualified, and she's running her own business. Awesome. So even though we're intending to go down that line, that's where you can end up.
Mm.
So that progresses. When you leave with that certificate and you leave with the other qualifications that come with it, like the RYA Powerboat Level 2, you move offshore, or even some of the super yachts in New Zealand. If you get a job in New Zealand, that's amazing. But the reality of that is a lot of the employment is offshore. And so for a lot of people, that's a great introduction to their OE. Now, you can progress from there, come back and finish your chief mate and your master yacht. So we have a diploma program at level 6, and it qualifies you for chief mate yacht, which is a very, very senior position. And our New Zealand chief mates are really sought after for positions worldwide.
Right.
You go back and you come back. One of the things you probably pick up with Maritime is we do a chunk of qualifications, go off to experience at sea, come back and build on that. So we staircase right through that, through your learning, from being on the deck to the master in charge of the vessel.
Right. Great. So just to recap, just on the different programs, so you've got your super yacht, you've got your chief. So can you please just list them again for our viewers, please?
Okay. So entry level is super yacht crew.
Right.
It's run up at Mahurangi.
Yes.
So up at Warkworth, really amazing place to go to.
Yes, it is.
So it's run up at Mahurangi. That gives you your entry into the industry.
Yes.
You can come back because that pathways to a level 6 New Zealand diploma in yacht operations, and you get a chief mate yacht certificate of competence after you've qualified and done all the Maritime New Zealand qualification. The potential for earning is amazing in that particular area. And a really cool thing is we don't have academic requirements for entry at level. So a lot of level 6 programs have academic entry requirements. We don't, because if you've been in the industry for that amount of time, you've progressed to that level, you've put in that service, you've often got the skills, the life skills that you actually need to be able to succeed. We, as the lecturers, help you succeed in that academic environment. So they aren't at that level. So that's,
Awesome. Thank you for that. Very formal information that, people probably would want to know. But also good to know the different levels and pathways into each program that you've told us about as well. So thank you for that, Louise. Another question, total random, off the script. Tell us a fun fact about yourself.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm particularly fun. Fun fact about me. I love my rural living. I'm a nutty horse rider.
Yes.
Fairly addictive, probably can't. I love eventing. So that's the other side of me. One part of me is a mariner. One part of me is firmly rooted on the soil here.
Yes.
So some of it, one had to be my profession, one had to be my hobby.
Great.
Should I tell you about the rest of the commercial domestic programs?
Yeah, totally up to you. Is there more than just the entry one?
Is there more? I'll probably just outline the beginning. I've often had a lot of queries of people who see the ferry boats, the tugs, the small fishing boats, and they want to know, how do we get into that particular industry? So we run the first entry-level qualification, qualified deck crew, or QDC, and then the next one up in the pathway is skipper restricted limits.
Yes.
And so we run those programs as well. And we also run probably 5 others that staircase up from there. But those two are the qualifications that get you in to that really vibrant, exciting passenger construction, towing industry.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Right. Okay. So we've heard from Keys that, or from Case, that the programs are heavily linked to industry. Tell us, what do you love most about the programs that you teach?
Well, that was one of the things that I do love about what we teach, is that even though I've been at MIT for 19 years, I've also still been in the industry for 19 years. And so part of what we do, which is probably what Kay's talked about as well, is we go and consult in industry. We do projects in industry, and we come out and we take what we do in industry back to the learning environment as well. So it benefits the new students coming on. But it's definitely the very close links with industry. Apart from the initial entry levels, all of our other students are in industry and also learning at the same time. So that's quite a concept that we work really well with as mariners. We're always at work learners. And that's why our programs have, you can do a module, you can do 2 modules, you can go back to sea. So our programs are really flexible to fit the flexible environment. We have quite a number that you can do in Canvas online. And that really prepared us for what happened right now with COVID. When we went into lockdown, we had a day to kind of get ourselves all sorted out. And we then got an exemption to just keep teaching. And it's been fantastic. We've got students in Stewart Island, all around the country. And it's really enabled us to just keep trucking.
That's awesome.
I'm really interested in your programs now. Like, super interested. Thank you for sharing, Louise.
Hey.
Hey Louise, if there was anyone that was watching, say a student or anyone outside of school in the communities, what would you say be the traits or qualities they bring with them if they were wanting to join one of the programs that you've just shared with us today?
I think they would bring the same qualities to the class as they would bring to the industry. You need to be very self-reliant, and often at the entry level that grows as you grow within our program. But bringing to the class or bringing to the industry, students need to be adaptable and flexible. They need to be resilient. So if things don't quite go as planned, they're able to just go pick it up and go, okay, let's move with another plan now. Because that's what you do at sea. You have to be flexible. You have to be adaptable. Sometimes there's a lot of unknowns that occur, and you have to be resilient. And resilience comes from actually doing your background work, coming from your homework, having your plans in place, having your options open. So, and also enjoying being part of a team, because you on a big vessel, you never get by as just being you. You're part of a team, and you might be really good at particular things. Other team members are really good at other things. So you complement each other's strengths and weaknesses, and you learn off each other.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, please share with us some of the activities that the students get to do during their program.
Okay, well, really common to all of our programs is all our students end up doing a fair bit of firefighting, and everybody always finds that exciting.
Yeah,
some people initially might be a little bit concerned about the environments that we go into. But generally, we've got some amazing firefighters up at Mahurangi who are able to give people the skills that are needed. And when you have the skills, then you get the confidence. And so every single mariner has to also be a firefighter. So it's pretty exciting as well. So firefighting, sea survival. So it's our sea survival, the activities. Funnily enough, our students really enjoy first aid. And also we look at a lot of far more advanced first aid, because you can't just ring an ambulance. You often have to care for a person for a lot longer than you would be in a normal environment. So those are the base activities that are really common. Most courses have simulator work, where Case has probably talked to you about the simulator.
Yes.
And so we could be in the bridge of a ship going anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And so you have to plan your passage, and you are commanding the ship like you would be in real life. And the students get a great kick out of, with the 7 bridges, understanding that the technology that their mate in the bridge next door can be the next ship that they're interacting up in Helsinki. So the simulator is great. And then I think for the super yacht crew, which is the very entry level, these guys get one of the best deals. They're out for a week on Lion New Zealand. The 85, 86 Whitbread, Ron Holland Whitbread Round the World vessel. And that's just a spectacular week. A huge amount of self-learning, a huge amount of skills actually put into practice. And that everybody comes back, they float back, because what they've learned. And sometimes you're in rough weather and it's not that fun, and it's blowing, and they have to work hard to keep the vessel going, and that's what it's about. Cool. And it really it's probably the defining part of that course.
Definitely practical, and fun and exciting at the same time as well. I can definitely see how students will come back, and challenging. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for that, Louise. Moving along to our next question. Give us a general summary of earning salary wages for a graduate in any of the programs that you would teach.
So because the programs are very vast, so are the earnings. If you're picking up a deckhand's job, depending on what part of the industry, commercial industry, you might be looking at somewhere from about 35 to 55,000, depending on the hours you actually work. Moving up to a skipper and a skipper restricted limit vessel, you might be working from 45 to 75 to 80,000. Right. In the super yacht, chief mate might be earning 80 to 120,000. Wow. In a master yacht, the sky's the limit, depending on who you is. So the earning scales are quite varied. But one of the other things too is that you're often not working normal hours or normal times. Yep. So you're not often going to work from 8 to 5. So the money compensates for that side of things as well.
That's fantastic, Louise. Thank you very much. So without saying any names, please talk about one success story that has come from one of your students who have graduated.
This was really hard when I saw this question, because every student who graduates is an amazing success story. We've had older people who've been fishermen for a number of years who have been told, I'm thinking of one gentleman who was told that as a young lad, he better get a trade because he's dumb. And I know it's one of the things that really upsets me, but also makes me quite mad. Anyhow, he ended up with his New Zealand offshore masters, which was the ticket before our 500-ton tickets. And he'd been too scared to come to school because of his school experiences.
Yeah.
But what he hadn't realised is throughout his life, he had actually picked up so many of those skills, and his numeracy, his literacy had improved. He'd picked up so many skills that it had enabled him to actually be successful. But he wanted to be successful.
Yeah.
And so, and he's running his own company with a number of vessels now. And but we have so many stories like that. And if you want to do it, no matter what the academic level is, what I think is quite cool is the team that we've got have got the skills to be able to help people get to that academic level.
Yeah.
So we're practical mariners as well. But, you know, in my past, I've got a couple, degree in adult education. I did primary training. I couldn't stand the school system, so didn't actually end up in it. I've, postgrad in the psychology of risk and human factors. So a lot of us, as well as maritime qualifications, also have very big interests in other areas, especially in the learning and teaching, and for myself, the psychology side of things. And cognition, how people think. So if you want to do it, we've got the skills to get you there. And we've now got people who fell out of school, weren't welcome back at school. I've got two lads who will know probably who they are, did the super yacht crew at Mahiringi, and 2 years ago, one got his master yacht, and last year the other one got his master yacht. So pathwayed right through the program. These are very, very successful gentlemen.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so I could keep going, and I'm sure Casey,
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
All those are just one or three of the stories that you've told us today out of many, many success stories that have come through the programs that you teach over at our School of Maritime. So thank you for that. And thank you for all the work that you do within our School of Maritime too. We're going to we're going to go straight into our last question. Our last question for today is, why would someone choose domestic, commercial or super yacht training at MIT or at Maritime School?
I think at MIT, at the New Zealand Maritime School, we have a very tight link with industry, so that we have easily, currency. So our ability to move back in and out of our trade is always there, and we do. It's currency, it's connection. It's also our facilities that we actually have, that they're first rate. The second part of that is also the staff that teach. So the staff that teach on these programs are from industry, but they also have very much an interest in learning and teaching. So to help people on that journey, because Maritime's also, especially in the domestic area, it's really attractive for people who are really practical problem solvers. And coming to school for practical problem solvers who like to do stuff can be quite scary. And so we really pride ourselves in creating an environment where we're like with our learners. So always remember, I'm not the teacher of the class. Everybody's the teacher for the class. I help everybody through that journey. But, and I think that's a strength, is that, we will walk beside our students. We are part of industry. They are part of industry as well. And I always think of a saying that was said to be by Reverend Taki Marsden, and he said, through you, so too do I learn. And
yes, absolutely.
And so we value all our students as people. I remember that when I was a student first in 1982 of the Maritime School. So, and I think that's a really big strength. Our love of the people who are in the industry, our love of the industry, our connection with the industry, and we very much care, manakitanga, that we send our students out with the skills, with the attitudes, with the knowledge that will help them thrive in that industry. Passion.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Thank you for sharing with us today, Louise. Really appreciate all your commitment and your time today. I understand, you probably want to go and get onto a horse or something. Can I come? No,
Yes.
So that brings our session or our interview to an end today. Thank you. So to everybody out there listening to this, listening or watching this interview, if you want to know more about super yachts or our maritime programs, please drop us an email on experience@manukau.ac.nz. If you're interested in any other of the information, please go onto our website, www.manukau.ac.nz. And feel free to check out our other sessions later on tomorrow and next week. Okay, that's us. Bye, guys.
MIT, where the best makers are made.